YouTube's copyright system fucking sucks. I'm well aware that this is not the most creative video topic, but this one's gonna hit home for me personally. Copyright. The most known way to protect someone's intellectual property. Making sure that nobody copies, distributes, copyright holders work without their permission. And, it's a fucking plague on the internet, especially on those who make commentary. When making videos like movies/TV reviews, for example, commentary creators are allowed to show footage from whatever show or movie they're talking about, but to do that, the video must fall under fair use. What is fair use? Fair use is described by Google as a legal doctrine that says you can reuse copyright-protected material under certain circumstances without getting the copyright owner's permission. And those circumstances when it comes to YouTube include parodies, reviews, and of course, commentary. And despite how clear-cut it may seem, fair use is an incredibly gray area on the internet. When making a video with someone else's property, the video has to be deemed as transformative enough to not only allow for your video to be displayed on the platform, but for you to make money off your work. Meaning that you can use the original content as long as you're adding your own touch to it. You can't just re-upload the entire first season of Stranger Things and call the video a review. Your video has to have a valid reason to use the copyrighted material. Plus, YouTube's Content ID bot checks for the use of any copyrighted material, and if you are spotted using too much of this material unaltered, the bot will pick it up, and whatever parameters the holder set for you is how they will deal with your video. But we'll get back to that later. Even then, you can only use portions of the copyrighted material. That way the viewer can still get the incentive of consuming the content from wherever the copyright holder may deem appropriate. And again, it seems clear-cut, right? You just need to make sure that it's different enough from the copyrighted material and only use the necessary amount of it. But here's where the problem comes in. When it comes to YouTube in particular, with copyright, the copyright holder is allowed to deem what fair use is, and that's kind of where the problem lies. At first glance, that seems fair. The copyright holder should have every right to dictate what happens with their content, but YouTube's own way of dealing with copyright disputes are so unbelievably broken and unfair that some copyright holders can run rampant on the platform and just abuse this system and claim others' transformative content as an infringement on their copyright. There are many examples of people and companies abusing the system, and I'll give you just some examples so you can kind of get where I'm at here. Recently in the I'm in gaming side of YouTube that I'm definitely not a member of, an infamous YouTuber known as Quantum TV went on a copyright rampage. He posted a video where he gave his opinions on the game Elden Ring that had just came out around that time, and his opinions were to put it lightly, not received quite well by the gaming community, so subsequently many people in the community made videos that were just clowning his opinions essentially, using clips from his original video, putting it in theirs, and this upset Quantum, so much so that he falsely filed numerous copyright takedown claims against his commentary videos and had a lot of them taken down. Some of them were reinstated, but the damage to Quantum's career was already done. Well, the damage actually came when the gaming community dug up evidence that Quantum was not only a serial copyright abuser, but was evading a YouTube ban and is an awful human being.
Also, the troll comments from the satanic atheists are getting banned. All the satanic gay atheist people accusing me of being a coward for deleting my video. I only had to delete them because of YouTubers' gay agenda instead of people getting upset at me.
Oh my God.
Why don't they just let me be? Because they are heterophobic, anti-Christian pieces of shit. I don't want to participate in the anal sex the liberal people tell me to. Remember to stay strong in the faith of Jesus Christ who died for our sins. God loves you and will prosper.
The Quantum rabbit hole goes incredibly deep, and I would highly suggest watching one of the Ackman's videos on that situation, but that's the gist. He got pissy and abused the copyright system and claimed videos that were very clearly under fair use. And up until the creators filed counterclaims, saying that they were well in the rest for making their videos, Quantum was still able to successfully abuse this system. Now in this example, a company went overboard with copyright. A popular YouTuber known by the name of Totally Mark, who reviews anime, got 150 of his videos removed by the company Toei Animation in one day, as many of Mark's videos used footage from Toei IPs like Dragon Ball and One Piece. And this wasn't even done by a bot, this was all done manually by somebody at Toei, weeks after these videos had already come out. And to add insult to injury, Mark was not only a fan of Toei, but Toei apparently even reached out to Mark to promote one of their products while they were issuing these takedowns. Kind of a slap in the face, don't you think? The thing is though, Mark's content was transformative. He reviews these animes and encouraged people to watch them. But safe to say that shit is not happening anytime soon. Mark only got like most of his videos reinstated after YouTube, in an incredibly rare case, fought on Mark's behalf and exposed that Toei even abused the copyright system. Originally, apparently Toei wanted to give Mark 150 channel strikes, and on YouTube, getting a channel strike is unbelievably bad news. Strikes limit what you can do with your channel, and if you get 3 strikes, your channel gets fully deleted. 150 channel strikes would be like getting infinitely banned into the fucking shadow realm. So you can imagine that YouTube thought that 150 channel strikes were fucking bogus and is not going to allow that to go through. So instead, Toei went kind of behind YouTube's back and issued 150 copyright takedowns manually. And when YouTube found out, they defended Mark. Toei's reasoning behind the takedowns was that it infringes on their copyright and it is against Japan law to do so. So in a response, they reinstated most of Mark's videos, just banning them from being viewed in Japan. If you want a better and more in-depth explanation, I would suggest you watch Mark's own video addressing the situation. And this got somewhat of a happy ending, but still, this company went incredibly overboard. And for a final example, another company and a creator clashed, but not in the way that you would think. And this is a bit of a long one, so sit tight. This incident even cited a $7.6 million lawsuit. Now, this all starts with the video game company Bungie, and to the Virgin community, Bungie is most well known for starting the Halo game series, working on it from its first release, Halo Combat Evolved, or just Halo 1, from 2001 all the way to 2010 with its last game, Halo Reach, giving the IP to Microsoft/Xbox to work on their newest project, Destiny. And despite Destiny's rocky start, things have been seemingly improving for the company ever so slightly. But even then, Bungie is no stranger to controversy. From firing and letting go of legendary employees to partnering with one of the most greediest, questionable, and least consumer-friendly gaming companies, Activision Blizzard, and seemingly disconnecting from the community, Bungie's reputation has been on the decline after leaving the Halo series over a decade ago. And one of the more recent and most relevant to this story is the way that Bungie deals with their music from their games. Bungie has a notoriously bad history with their music. From firing and getting into a lawsuit with composer Marty O'Donnell, the man who composed the Halo theme, one of the most iconic themes in gaming history, and not releasing music for consumers. They have a pretty bad rap when it comes to stuff like this. And on YouTube, they have been reportedly taking down re-uploads of their music, which is a bit of a gray area. Bungie is fully within their legal rights to take down these videos that are just re-uploading their music, but at the same time, they're not making it available to the public. So for some, the re-uploads are a necessity, and this is a bit of a moral gray area, but do keep in mind that Bungie does legally have the right to do what they want to with the music. Now, this entire thing started when a former Destiny YouTuber that went by the name of Lil Nas X, with 3,000 subscribers, had some videos of his taken down that re-uploaded music from the Destiny soundtrack. That was the purpose of his channel, to archive the music for people curious enough to listen outside of the game. But when Bungie took his videos down, Nas X basically just went on a Joker level rampage. Nas X, in retaliation to these takedowns, posed as CSC, an outside company that Bungie uses to enforce copyright, and took down 96 videos within 3 days containing music from the Destiny original soundtrack. And here's the kicker. He not only took down videos from innocent Destiny YouTubers, but some of the videos that were struck were Bungie's own videos. The videos that were taken down by Nas X were all under fair use. Bungie stated in the lawsuit that they're completely fine with music from the soundtrack appearing in videos as long as it's not for a crazy amount of time, but it's against people who directly re-upload music to YouTube without Bungie's permission. And before anyone found out that it was Lord Nas X who committed all these takedowns, or before Lord Nas X's dumbass basically just confessed it on Discord, the Destiny community was furious at Bungie, creating a PR nightmare that they didn't even start. But thankfully, in the end, things were able to get resolved. Nas X got his channel deleted and is now in a lawsuit with Bungie for over $7 million for the damages of every single video taken down. But this brought up so many glaring issues with YouTube's copyright system. Nas X was not only able to impersonate a representative for Bungie with seemingly no checks by Google or YouTube.
Not to mention, Bungie had to devote significant internal resources to addressing it and helping its players restore their videos and channels, an effort complicated by the fact that while YouTube has a form that allows anyone to claim to represent a copyright holder and issue strikes, it has no dedicated mechanism for copyright holders who are being impersonated to let YouTube know about the DMCA fraud. There is nothing preventing people from doing this. That's a scary thought.
And take down almost 100 videos within the span of 3 days. But Bungie themselves spent almost a week with YouTube support trying to investigate and see who was behind these takedowns. Bungie, a gaming company worth over $2 billion with legal teams and connections all over the place, still took them forever to get to the bottom of the issue. And once again, if you want a better explanation, I would highly suggest you watch the Yakman's video on it. And that's what kind of brings me to today's topic / rant. YouTube's copyright system is so unbelievably shitty. Part of the reason for that being is that YouTube has a hands-off approach when it comes to enforcing copyright. Since YouTube themselves don't want to get into any legal trouble, they try and stay out of the conflict as much as they can and just let it play out. Totally Not Mark got extremely lucky that YouTube was willing to help them with his issues, but that is once in a blue moon. For another content creator in Mark's position, they would most likely just get bullied into a corner, and they would either go back and forth with a big company like that and potentially get into a major expensive lawsuit that they most likely will not win, or just have to take the L and remove the video. And what does this have to do with me personally? Well, it's concerning my latest video. To any of you who are new around here, I just recently wrapped up a video where I talked about the progression of Drake's music throughout the years and explain how I believe that the song Jungle perfectly marked the end of Drake's best era of music. And the video was blasted with copyright claims. Now, from the get-go, I knew this was going to happen. Of course, I was going to use footage from his music videos and play portions of his music in the background. And I'm well aware that I will never see any money that video may make. Not only because I'm not even close to eligible for the YouTube Partner Program, but it's filled with copyrighted footage and material. And I was okay with that. This video was way more of a passion project than it was for any kind of gain. And that was until I hit upload. The moment the video is done processing, I get notified that my video is blocked worldwide for the use of 5 music videos / songs. The video got blocked for using the song Massive and for using footage from the music videos for the songs Falling Back, Want to Say When / Chicago Freestyle, Energy, and Successful, the Trey Songz version. Now, all the claims that came from Honestly Nevermind, like Massive and Falling Back, I was able to dodge quickly. Kinda. We'll get back to that also. But I still had 3 videos that I need to fix in order to get the video displayed. And that's where the frustration started. As I mentioned earlier, when the Content ID bot detects any copyrighted material, the copyright holder has the ability to set what will happen to that video if it gets picked up by the bot. In my case, Universal Music Group and Warner Music Group, or just UMG or WMG, would not only deem that my video could not be monetized, which already knew and was not going to affect me in the slightest, but would also block it from being viewed worldwide. Essentially meaning I could see the video, but if I were to just send the video link to somebody else, they'd get an error message. And I got 3 of these, and I obviously couldn't immediately just dodge those. And my only options were to either send an appeal for each infringing video, telling them my video falls under fair use, and wait up to 30 days for a response from UMG, or just go back into my editor and blur out the infringing videos. Obviously, I chose the latter, and it was a very annoying process as my computer is dog shit. I mean, literally, it's on screen. It's falling apart at the seams. But to me, it was worth it to finally get my video out. So I do exactly that. I blur out the music videos, only unblurring when my own text and images were coming up on screen. And it seemed to work fine. That is until I re-uploaded my seemingly fixed version, and WMG still blocked my video worldwide, as the Successful music video was still blocking me from it being public, as WMG, Trey Songz' parent label, still found traces of the music video and wanted it removed, despite the fact that I can play the song itself in the background with no penalty, but okay. And once again, I was in a court. I either wait almost a month to see if they'll let my video be, or just use a different video. And once again, I chose the latter. And then, after fixing that, and then fixing the video one more time, because once again, my computer's some ass, I finally got my video and it's live and well. Sort of. My disputes for the Falling Back music video and usage of the song Massive are still technically up in the air. After filing the appeal, I was instantly allowed to display the videos with no restrictions. That is until someone at UMG sees my appeal and either accepts it or rejects it. And what a lot of copyright holders like to do is bully content creators. And the most popular way that they'll do that is they'll wait till the last day or two that they have to respond to an appeal and just straight up deny it, discouraging you from pursuing any further action. So in short, within the month, my video that I worked on for a month and a half, edited on the world's shittiest laptop, and dealt with all of that could be taken away in an instant because some asshole at UMG wants to. Companies like UMG especially have so much control over how much the music is displayed. Like, even if I were to get paid for my videos, if I put a 10-second snippet of a song that they have the rights to in this video, UMG could nuke my video and take all the money from it just from the use of a 10-second clip. And that's my issue with the copyright system. With little to no checks, companies can swing their dicks around and fuck with content creators. Even 4 years after the Drake video is uploaded, if it even lasts that long, UMG has the right to completely take down or claim my video if someone at UMG manually found some content that the bot didn't pick up. And once again, it's seemingly fair until you realize that you could have your entire livelihood or video that you worked incredibly hard on be stripped away from you at the snap of a finger, and YouTube for the most part won't be able to help you. Even if your content follows fair use policies, if the holder wants to attack your channel, they can. It's such an unfortunate situation for all content creators of all sizes. In my case especially, a YouTube creator that hasn't even hit 15 subscribers, I could get screwed completely. And I don't have an audience to start a Twitter crusade, seemingly one of the only ways to get YouTube's attention, and I'm not in the partner program. My issues mean nothing to YouTube. At the end of the day, I'm not here to offer my half-baked solutions, but I do want people to know that this affects content creators heavily and show you just how unfair it is that so much of your work could be gone within an instant. Just because some annoyed bigot, a predatory company, or even a disgruntled YouTuber had an issue with it. YouTube, please fix your shit. And UMG, please don't take my Drake video down. I worked so hard on it. Please, bro, I'm begging you, please.